Today I will spill the beans on how expensive it was for me to move from a bedroom in the basement to a one-bedroom condo unit in downtown Toronto. I moved here with my boyfriend just a few weeks ago, so the place is actually still bare. If you can hear an echo in my video, in this video, and in the last two videos that you saw with me here, yeah, that's how bare the condo is. But we actually just bought the necessities because during our move, we had experienced something unexpected, which I'm gonna talk about a little later because, well, that unexpected thing cost us something. It actually, I think, will cost us quite a lot. So today, I will discuss everything that we spent or I spent before, during, and after moving. So just a little bit of a background. I live in a one-bedroom apartment in the heart of downtown Toronto. Obviously, since I moved here with my boyfriend, we split the cost and we actually have a budget of $5,000 each, and I'll explain to you why it sounds quite hefty. But although we split the costs, some costs I actually just, covered myself because it was getting quite hectic, especially during and after moving in. So some expenses I just covered myself, but most expenses we actually split. So for today's video, I'm actually not gonna be filming here in my usual spot where you've seen me in the last few videos if you've watched me, but I am going into my little office space because we're gonna be using my budget tracker to look into the expenses. So without further ado, let's get on with it. Okay, hello. I'm actually not used to the camera being this far, so I don't know how comfortable I look, but I'm gonna try and look comfortable for you guys for this video. So I'm here in my office space. Every expense that we're gonna talk about is gonna be here in my budget tracker. So let's start with all the pre-move-in expenses. A little fun fact, all the moving expenses actually just started when we locked in the place. I made a promise to myself not to jinx it, not to jinx anything, and make sure that, we lock in the place first before I spend anything for the place. I don't even know what the place is, so why would I spend already if I don't know where I'm gonna live in yet? So the first expense was on July 17th, and it's actually for the deposit of the place. We locked the place in during this date. The place that we actually got had a rent of $2,000 a month, which I think is a steal. I don't know how other people think about that, like what their opinions are about a $2,000 monthly rent for a one-bedroom condo in downtown Toronto, but based on all the places that we viewed, this is actually the cheapest among all of them. If you haven't checked the video out, I actually did a video about all the places that we viewed. I showed everything to you, and I even shared there that our budget was actually $2,100 to $2,500. And since we got this place for only $2,000, that's a complete steal for us. But anyway, $2,000 a month, so that means my half of the rent would be $1,000. So again, that's quite a steal for us. However, we actually had to pay 2 extra months of rent because our situation in Canada is just a little bit iffy right now. So we promised ourselves once we get our full-time jobs, once we lock that in, and once we build our money up a little bit, we're going to move out immediately. And thankfully enough, we secured a place how many months after? Just a month after graduating, and April, May, June. Yeah, just 2 months after finishing school. So that was like quite a big move for us. But again, we're two people. That's like two people helping each other to move from one stage of their lives to another. So I really look at that as a privilege that no one, especially people who are alone, can do very easily. You know what I mean? But anyway, we had to pay, why was I saying that? We had to pay 2 extra months of rent because our situation in Canada, our status in Canada is a bit iffy because we haven't gotten our post-graduation work permit yet. We've had a couple friends go here already, like immigrate in Canada. And since they went here before us, like a year, 2 years before us, they actually got their work permit less than a month after they finished school. Like less than a month after they lodged in their work permit application. But for us, we lodged in our application first week of May 2025, and now I'm filming this on August 16th, and we still haven't heard back from the IRCC. Basically, we haven't gotten our work permit yet. That means our status here is called implied status, meaning we can still work full-time, but again, we don't have a work permit yet. Apart from that, my boyfriend and I are actually contractual workers. So my contract is for 2 months, his is for 6 months, and I can understand the instability that might set or that might imply to the landlord. So I'm just very, very thankful that this landlord, although they gave us or they asked us for 2 extra months of rent, they still accepted us. Like imagine giving your place for a full year to 2 people who doesn't have their work permits and are contractual workers. I'm just really grateful for our landlord. So anyway, since we paid for 2 extra months and my split is $1,000 a month, that means I get to pay 1,000 times 4 months equal to $4,000 for the deposit. Wow, that actually took me a long time to explain. So let's get on with the other expenses. Okay, the same day I bought myself a mouse and a keyboard. So this is the mouse, this is the keyboard, and this is the mouse. And it cost me $86.42 bucks. And the reason why I put this in my moving expenses, although you see it's like on the work category, I still put it in my moving expenses because I wouldn't be buying these things if we weren't moving. I just work on the bed with the laptop and that's it. But now that we're moving and we actually have a place where I can set up a desk and have my own office space, then I bought it. So I bought a keyboard and a mouse. It's for $86.42. The next day, I spent $8.28 for supplies. So this is actually just a few supplies that I bought off of Temu. My original cost was $33.26. But I returned most of them because it just doesn't vibe well with me. I think the only things that are still in the house are an automatic soap dispenser and like a hook where you can put your kitchen towel in. And yeah, from $33.26 to $8.28. And after that, I deleted my Temu account because it just wasn't for me. And the reason why I already bought stuff even before moving in was because I actually got a really great video of this place even before we moved in, and I already kind of knew what we needed for the place. Wow, I'm just like spending every day for this moving. Anyway, on July 19th, 2 days after locking in the place, I bought some stuff again. And this $30 is actually my half for all the moving supplies that we bought at Canadian Tire. So we got boxes, we got tape, we got a cling wrap, and yeah, I think that's about it. Yeah, I think that's about it. I mean, it's honestly so expensive. Like, imagine paying $62.10. Imagine if I was living alone, I would literally cry. So I'm just really thankful that I have someone with me cruising through this life, because this economy is just shattering single income households right now, guys. I'm telling you. Anyway, the next expense was for insurance. And I only paid $3.68 for this because we're actually moving on July 26th. As you can see, there's a color green highlight on the 26th. That's the day that we moved in. And they had to prorate the insurance from July 26th until July 31st. So I only paid, where was that? $3.68 for insurance. And we actually went with duo cooperators for our insurance because we felt like it was the best insurance for our situation right now. We don't have a lot of stuff. Like, when we loaded up our U-Haul truck, my cousin was like, what the hell? This is all your things? And we're like, yeah. But we live comfortably. We don't need a lot of things. So yeah, we got the cheapest insurance that we could get because we thought that the amount that it covered is much more than the amount of stuff that we actually own. So I apparently took a break for a few days in spending and spent again on the 22nd. So this $1, this actually is $2.37. I don't know why I asked for like a reimbursement, honestly, but apparently I did. And this was for the service fee for the elevator move-in that we were gonna use on the day that we move in here. Only $2.37, and he still reimbursed me. Like, my boyfriend still reimbursed me. He's such a good guy. Anyway, I only spent a dollar there apparently, because he was reimbursing me too much, guys. On the same day, we spent this really big expense, and that is for our standing desk and for our chair. We actually got like literally the same desk and chair, just because our office space is just the same. Like, you're literally on his desk right now. My half was $277.65. He reimbursed me too much again. Yeah. But we think that this was a really good deal because the desk and the chair were actually just $99 each. I mean, for the chair, I think it's quite expensive, but for the desk, it was really worth it. And it was really cheap, $99 for a standing desk that works perfectly. We just got hit with the shipping fee and of course the $13% tax in Ontario. So yeah, $277.65. All right, the next day I spent again, and this was for $150. What was this for? Let me check my notes. Okay, now I know. Because I didn't use the formula for this specific transaction, I don't know what it's for. But if I did this, 300 minus 150, then that would be my half for the key deposit that we had to pay to get our keys for the apartment. So the day is nearing. We were getting our keys a few days before our move-in, and we had to pay $300 and my half was $150. We were getting really excited for this one. Okay, now let's move on to moving day, which is July 26, 2025. That is such like a monumental day for my boyfriend and I, because this was officially our first place where we consider this our place. You know, we spend our hard-earned money, and we will spend our hard-earned money to live in this place, basically. So yeah, we were just so happy this day. Anyway, as you can see, it's the only thing that has a green highlight on it, which means that's the only thing that we spent when we moved in. And it's for the U-Haul truck, which cost us $53.57. But here's the catch, and this is what I told you in the intro of this video. My cousin, who was driving the truck, actually damaged the truck. And I'm not gonna get into the details, but of course, when you damage a U-Haul truck, yeah, I'm hoping I'm not gonna pay a really hefty amount, but don't ask me why. I didn't get any insurance. Yeah, that's on me. That's definitely on me. I should have paid for the extra, like what, $15, $20 for the insurance for me to not get into this situation. And yeah, after that happened, I basically promised myself, when there's an option to get insurance, you get insurance. Insurance is not an option, guys. Like, just get the insurance. Anyway, the truck was damaged, and now everything that we planned on, not everything, like all the other things that we planned on getting for this place to make it more homey, to make it really ours, we had to postpone on buying because we need to basically prepare to pay for the truck damage. And yeah, don't want to talk about it. The more important thing is that everyone was safe, no one was harmed, and we are already here in a new place that we love very much. Okay, now let's get into all the expenses that we incurred post move-in day. So we immediately started the next day because honestly, moving is so exhausting, you guys. Like, when I think we moved in here at 12 o'clock, and we were exhausted by the end of the day. As you can see, I even ordered delivery food, which lasted us 3 days, you guys. $52 for 3 days. It was a Chinese takeout. Yeah, we couldn't cook anymore because we were so exhausted. Plus, we didn't have any supplies. We don't have any kitchen supplies, you guys. So yeah, the very next day we bought the kitchen supplies. So we went to, where did we go? Home Sense and Canadian Tire to get all the kitchen supplies that we needed. So my half was $369.21. Honestly, since I got a chance to have a condo of my own in the Philippines, I didn't really expect for kitchen supplies to be this expensive, because I remember buying my own kitchen supplies in the Philippines and it wasn't as expensive as this one. $369 is just my half. So if you multiply that by 2, that means our total was $700. That's crazy. I can't even like imagine moving in by myself, honestly. Like, this economy is just, what's happening, you guys, to be honest. Anyway, that is the only thing that we spent for that day, because we were like, oh my goodness, that was too much. $700 in one day. So the next day, we rested that day after spending $700, and then went back out the next day because we needed more things. I just wanted to clear things up. Not that it's an issue, but yeah, I want to clear things up because we had to buy all the kitchen supplies, because when we lived in a bedroom in the basement, we obviously lived in a house where all the kitchen supplies were already available for us. So we didn't feel the need to buy our own kitchen supplies. And plus. Like, we didn't want to because we knew that it wasn't gonna get taken care of as much as we wanted to. So we postponed buying all the kitchen supplies until we got a place of our own. Anyway, the next day, we bought more supplies. So my total for that day for supplies was 74 bucks. And the 63.85 was from Muji because we bought our house slippers, which they're very comfortable, you guys. I don't care if you say they're really expensive and they're too much for the price. They're really comfortable. And yeah, we also bought really high quality coasters. Here's one right here. We bought 3 because we only needed 3. And they're really high quality. We saw something like this in IKEA. And where else? I think in H&M or something. But the quality of Muji coasters were just superior. So even though it cost us more, and you know, we just gotta think that this is an investment, and I hope they don't stop manufacturing these, because once we make this more homey, we're definitely gonna get like more of these. Like once we start hosting our friends over, which I'm very excited about, like we're gonna get those coasters. So 63.85 for Muji, and for the other supplies, it was from Fox Home because I needed to get like a little pot. I don't know how you call it. I call it a pot for the cookware, like the cookware that you use to cook food. What do you call that? I'm just gonna put it in here. I don't know what you call them, but yeah, I had to buy a pot for that. All right, so we took a break for a couple of days because we thought that, you know, we were actually feeling very complete with all the things that we have bought. So yeah, it's just a matter of like, maybe we needed this after all, after living in this place for a few days and settling in after a few days. After 2 days, again, we started spending. For the last day of July, I spent $89.38 for supplies. The $28, I don't know what else we bought, but I remember we took a quick stop at IKEA to buy a few garbage cans. I don't believe my half was $28, but I think we got other supplies too. So yep, that's for IKEA. Well, actually the $61 is for IKEA as well, and that is for the shoe cabinet that you saw in the intro of this video. It was the blackish wood that you see, very tall. I'm also gonna probably put a B-roll in it there, but we love that shoe cabinet. I would say we didn't expect to need more than one shoe cabinet because we were like, oh, we don't have that much shoes. And then we realized we do have a lot of shoes. So yeah, we just put our other shoes in storage. And the last thing I want to talk about is this insurance expense for $19.05. And the reason why I want to add this in my moving expenses is because I feel like I'm gonna sound stupid saying this, but we actually didn't get tenants insurance when we were renting the other place. And yeah, the moment that we realized that we were living in a not so legal residence was the day we said, oh, we are moving out. We are moving out as soon as we can, guys. I don't know why my hands are so itchy. Like, hello? Anyway, yeah, it was our first time getting tenants insurance. So the $3, the almost $4 that you saw earlier, I told you it was prorated, but the full month's worth of insurance is actually just $19.05, and that's with tax already. So the actual insurance was just for $17.95 or something. I think we got the cheapest insurance, but again, it was the insurance that was fit for our situation. I'm not telling you to go get the dual cooperators insurance for $17.95 if your place or if your items are worth like more than $25,000. So yeah. And actually, if you look at August, we didn't buy anything anymore for moving in. So we only spent money on July for moving in, and then we just went on with our lives this August. And again, that's because we're just focusing on saving up more money for the future expense that, although it was definitely unexpected, of course, we have to fulfill our obligations for that. But before I end this video, I also want to share with you guys some future plans that we have for this place. Again, I said this place is really bare. You can hear the echo from my voice, and we don't want it to stay like that. We really want to make this our home, and we are planning to stay here for as long as we can, praying that they don't increase the rent so much that it drives us away from this place. So, future plans. Of course, we want a couch. Before even moving in, we already had a budget for a couch. We actually wanted the cozy VLLO XL couch, and we just said, okay, let's just buy the 2 sectionals first, right? Like the fundamental sectional, because this place isn't that big anyway. But we wanted to start with the backbone of the house. Anyway, the good thing about cozy, and thanks to my cousin's girlfriend for telling us this, is that when you buy the sectionals, you can build up on it. Like, you can make it a 3-seater when your space allows it and when your budget allows it. So we said, let's just buy what we need, like the items that we need, and that's it, right? Yeah, unfortunately, that's gonna be in our back burner for now, but definitely in our list to buy for the future. And of course, when you have a couch, you have a coffee table. We also want a second TV. So we have a TV in our bedroom already. That's been our TV ever since we went to Canada. And we want to buy the same TV, or maybe even like a bigger screen, but I don't think the space would allow for it. So to be honest, we still don't know what TV we would put. We're also thinking about getting a projector instead, so that it would save some space and we could just put it on the coffee table. But let's see. And the only tentative thing is a dining table and a dining chair. Since we do spend a lot of time on the couch and we do love eating in front of the TV, we don't think we would need a dining table. But we were also thinking, you know, we would love to have our friends over one day, and we would really love to make this place look really inviting. So maybe we'll buy dining tables and dining chairs one day. And with all the numbers that we talked about earlier, it amounted to a total of $5,162.44. So we were just over budget. No, not just. We were over budget by $162.44. It's not a great feeling when you see the budget and you know that you've spent more than you've planned to spend on. Yeah, it doesn't look good. But we knew we prepared well for this, and we're just fortunate enough to have the resources to even be over budget. $162.44 is like a week and a half's worth of groceries already for my boyfriend and I, so that's a really huge chunk of money. But Yeah, again, at the end of the day, we're really happy that we're in this place. We made it as homey as we can. And for now, we're actually gonna stop with spending because again, there's this unexpected expense that we're looking, not looking forward to, but you know, it's there. It's gonna be there soon. And we're also focusing on rebuilding our emergency funds. So yeah, I guess that's it. Let me know down in the comments if you think that what we spent was too much, too little, whatever. I want to know your thoughts, but till then, I'll see you in the next video. Bye!